Hey y'all, so it is the 11th of the 3rd, 2018, and technically Sunday, as it is 1:30 in the morning. I just had a lovely panic attack because I could not find my phone absolutely anywhere, and I'm super anal about my phone because as someone with chronic illnesses and syncope, it's a huge lifeline for me, because say if I were to have syncope, wake up and not be able to stand, or still be so out of it and so sick that I need help, that I can call with it. And also it is my alarm for pretty much all my medications, and when I need to take them, what I take when, all that kind of thing, as well as your phone has so much information on it nowadays. So I messaged my dad on Facebook, and it took a good hour to get a hold of my mum because she refused to answer her phone as per usual. Yet she's my emergency contact and the contact person for if I get an emergency who I call, and she really needs to work on that. And yeah, but it's been years, it's not going to change anytime soon. But when she finally got into Rosewood, my ears just started ringing. I've kind of sat up in the bed, so I'm hoping it's not that. But once she got into back home from visiting me in the hospital, yes, I am still in the hospital, but I'm wearing my own clothes, because I've had an allergic reaction to their gowns, whether it's gowns or the detergent, we don't know. But I am slightly reactive to their sheets, but not as severe. So we're not sure. Everything at this hospital is setting off my allergies. It's ridiculous. I think it's because it is such a big hospital. They have to cut costs, so a lot of what they use might not be high quality per se, and might be cheaper, which is then bad for someone like myself who has mast cells that are through the roof and react to everything. So once she finally got into town to their work, he contacted me on my laptop, because I contacted him through Facebook on my laptop, thank God. And she didn't have my phone, because I remember handing her the phone before I went and had a shower like I normally do. And then she said, I don't have the phone. What about, did you leave it on your bed when they changed your sheet? Because when I have a shower is when they change the sheets for the beds. And why does it keep doing that? I have no idea why it keeps doing the redness or the orangeness to the camera settings. It's weird, and it's really frustrating because I can't turn off a lot of the auto settings because it helps with focus and things like that. Otherwise I have to change them every time. But anyway, she said, well, what about when they changed your sheets? Because he just rolled the sheet up. He didn't pull them off. So what if you left your phone on the sheets? And I was freaking out, and thank gosh the nurses here are lovely, and the two ladies were like, here's our phone, the sheets don't get washed till the morning again, thank God, because I was freaking out thinking, oh no, what if it's gone through the wash? There goes everything. Because as a spoonie, like I said, your phone is your lifeline in so many ways. And she's like, okay, well, I'll show you where the sheet place was. And I felt really bad because thank gosh, when we got down to the chute, my phone's alarm had been going off from 10:30. And at this point it was 11:30, 12:30? Yeah, 11:30. So we got down to the chute, and luckily the sheets had not been put in the chute yet. They were just in like the baskets, and I could hear my phone alarm going off because my phone was actually on vibrate, so we wouldn't have been able to hear it, especially with like the roll of sheets that it was wrapped up in. And wow, it just went redder. Wonder if that's due to the redness of my face, it trying to auto change that. But I felt really bad because the nurse went through I was afraid to go through the sheets because with my autoimmune issues, and I didn't voice that, and I kind of just stood back and was like, I can hear it, and kind of waited for her to go through them. But yeah, with my autoimmune, I was really concerned with going through the sheets, which were other people's sheets as well, and getting something off them, which for a normal person is not quite possible. Plus, I'm pretty sure she had gloves on anyway. But yeah, she pulled it out and it was rolled up into this tight little bun. And you could tell because you barely hear my alarm as it was. And I was just like, oh gosh, that's a story to tell, isn't it? So that's what I'm telling you all. And she said, oh, you'd be surprised how often it happens. So if you're ever at hospital, don't leave your phone on the bed. But you shouldn't anyway, like, you never know. And normally I don't, it's just this one time I happened to think I'd given it to Mum, and I may have got distracted, or like put it down on the bed and got distracted, or just forgotten because I was in a lot of pain, and I still kind of am. So yeah, I will update you all on what's been going on, because next Tuesday I've actually been in hospital for 2 weeks now, which is a long stay. Not that I'm complaining, like, I think it's more cabin fever than anything, but if it means that this infection's sorted, the wound heals, everything like that, I will be amazing for everyone, especially me, and especially my body, because it's just kind of had enough. And while we're here, the GI issues are pretty bad, but because I'm lucky enough to have a toilet right there, once again I'm in my own room, but oh my gosh, it's like the first night I got here I said, holy hell, this room is huge, because you could fit 3 of the other my normal hospital's rooms in this room. Just because it's so spacious. It's not like everything's shoved in together and the nurses can barely get to anything. No, but it's really well. Like, the hospital is well done. It's just not really great for immune issues like I have, as well as the allergy issues. Because they don't even stock the one dressing I'm not allergic to, which is the Opsite post-op and similar Opsite type things. And a lot of them are like, oh, there's Opsite of other brands and things, but it's not the same, and my body has continued to react, and it's caused severe issues autoimmune-wise, immune-wise, as well as like the rashes and the redness on the area to begin with. Like, if you look at the redness, because I am actually allergic to this dressing, because again it's not the Opsite, you could just see like the redness and like the burn, because it's becoming almost a chemical burn, because they do not have Opsite, and they can't use Opsite post-op because it needs to stay clear for the PICC line, because they have to keep an eye on it, because they have to check it for infection and things. So yeah, that was my starter of the night. I'm hoping it will mean I can knock out early tonight, because every night since I've been here the last nearly 2 weeks, I have not slept till really late, or I've slept so badly I'm napping for hours during the day, and it's weird, like, normally I have insomnia issues with falling asleep, and the funny thing is when I'm asleep I can sleep for forever. Like, I've slept 2 days away in the past, even once I fell asleep, just because that's kind of like how my insomnia works, because it's more related to pain keeping me awake, I think, as well as, you know, when you're chronically ill, your body is very, very exhausted, but awake because it's fighting things. But anyway, I think I got a little off track. So yeah, I will update you all when I can, whether it's while I'm in hospital or later on. It depends. Just know that I have after the infection, it took a good week of fighting the surgeon, but we finally got the vac dressing, the surgery I was supposed to get, and the vac dressing on a few days ago. So we're hoping for progress, because they've kept me on the IV antibiotics the whole time, because I call him the professor, because that's what he is. He's a professor of infectious diseases, and he knows about EDS. He doesn't just say he knows about it, he actually knows about it, and how it affects the immune system, and how it affects every part of the body. So he knows, due to the GI issues with it, that oral antibiotics are useless, which you could see from the 13 other infections anyway. But yeah, and he also realizes, due to the EDS, I might look like the infection is not there, but if he were to stop the IV antibiotics when that happened, it would just come back again. So while the wound is here, it seems like he's going to keep doing the IV antibiotics until it is closed, which sucks in other aspects because it's affecting other things, but right now I think it's a good decision, and he's really great to work with, as well as a lot of the other team. Just the surgeons are a bit stubborn, and he's a great surgeon, but that's about it. He's got no understanding of rare conditions and things, as well as no kind of bedside manner, I feel. But anyway, I'll show you a quick thing of how the vac dressing works, I think, and like what it is.